As a kid, you surely experienced a birthday at Chuck E. Cheese. Whether it was your own or one of your friends' birthdays, you've sat down and ate pizza after a hardcore arcade gaming sesh in front of Chuck E. Cheese and his homies performing live for you on stage. I mean, Chuck E. Cheese has been around since the 70s, so if you don't know what it is, then you must have been living with Patrick. And for years, Chuck E. Cheese's staple was the animatronics. But recently, Chuck E. Cheese has been seeing a diminishing population on its animatronics. Store after store are losing theirs, and there's no apparent reason as to why. In favor of these animatronics, a lot of these stores are putting in dance floors instead of having the animatronics perform for you. Now personally, I don't think that that's a good idea. Why get rid of the thing that people know Chuck E. Cheese best for, its animatronic show, in favor for a floor that would only be relevant in the 70s when Chuck E. Cheese first started? Well, I have a theory for you today, and this theory revolves around FNAF. So the idea for Chuck E. Cheese to swap out its animatronics for dancing platforms started in 2015, but something else was happening in 2015. It was the rise of Five Nights at Freddy's. By 2015, we'd already seen 2 Five Nights at Freddy's games being released, with a third one on the way, and Five Nights at Freddy's was definitely on a popularity rise. Sometime in 2017 though, Chuck E. Cheese actually started really implementing this into the stores. So this would have been at perfect peak FNAF time. After all, Five Nights at Freddy's is undoubtedly based upon Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, both locations have dancing animatronics on stage, an arcade for kids to play games, and pizza for dinner. So the similarities are obviously there. And that definitely could have put pressure on Chuck E. Cheese to stop using the animatronics if kids were viewing animatronics as scary, right? I do have a counter argument though, and my counter argument to that is Five Nights at Freddy's would be almost saving Chuck E. Cheese, because Chuck E. Cheese had been falling into irrelevancy as arcades became less and less conventional. So with FNAF popping into the scene, it might have helped the animatronic arcade. And we do know that Chuck E. Cheese has seen what Five Nights at Freddy's has been doing, because when the Five Nights at Freddy's movie came out, Chuck E. Cheese released this promo right here. They called it 5 Nights of Fun, and this was supposed to be an event during Halloween for 5 days leading up that would focus around Halloween activities and give you extra tickets, right? But if you look closely here, you'll notice that the poster for this event was very similar to the Five Nights at Freddy's movie poster. And on top of that, the naming of the event, Five Nights of Fun, is very close to Five Nights at Freddy's. So we do know that Chuck E. Cheese is definitely well aware of Five Nights at Freddy's existence. And I don't think it's that far-fetched to say that Five Nights at Freddy's might have had something to do with Chuck E. Cheese getting rid of its animatronics. As unfortunate as it is, I don't think Chuck E. Cheese thought that there was a place for animatronics being at kids' birthday parties anymore. They could have definitely seen what Five Nights at Freddy's was doing to animatronic birthday parties and just wanted to put a kibosh on the whole thing, because there's no real good explanation as to why else they would want to get rid of their animatronic stage performance solely for a dance floor that kids are not really going to want to use. Because both of them are electronic. Both of them are going to use a lot of the electricity bill. Now I can agree that the animatronics probably do cost more to operate and run throughout the year, so why wouldn't Chuck E. Cheese just get rid of their animatronics in favor of more arcade unit spacing? This dance floor is pretty useless, and I'm not sure kids are going to enjoy it. And with Five Nights at Freddy's now being arguably way more popular than Chuck E. Cheese, it would make sense to keep the animatronics and try to go for more of a Five Nights at Freddy's theme to the whole place. If I was them, I'd maybe do even a spin-off where a few restaurants in a few sole locations would actually be a haunted Chuck E. Cheese. Now that would be cool. Not too scary obviously, because you don't want to make the kids never want to go back, but just mysterious enough to where kids feel that Five Nights at Freddy's authenticity and makes them want to come back again and again. Hopefully Chuck E. Cheese can straighten this all out and bring the animatronics back, but at this point I think it might be a little bit too late and we might be losing Chuck E. Cheese forever.